Introduction to Grant Visualizer. What is Grant Visualizer? Foundations frequently use broad parameters in describing the types of funding they provide, and the best way to determine whether they might be interested in funding your organization is to look at what projects and organizations they've funded in the past. Funder location, your location, and servicing areas are frequently important factors in funder decisions. Grant Visualizer is a map-based tool that you use to search for and view grants that have been made for projects similar to your own in all areas across the U.S. and abroad. With Grant Visualizer, you can view more than 7 million grants made by U.S. foundations, totaling over $428 billion. You can see at a glance where grants are most frequently given and which categories of grants are most common in your area. You can easily view where the grants were given in the U.S. by using the interactive map view and drilling down to the level of detail you require. You can also view the granting information in various charts, including pie charts, bar charts, line charts, and others. In this tutorial, we will show you how to use the different views in Grant Visualizer to your advantage so that you can find what you need at a glance. Tutorial objectives. In this tutorial, we will show you how to scrutinize the database for grants that have been given in your area using Grant Visualizer and Global Grant Visualizer, how to tell whether or not granting is increasing for your area, how to localize grant information to county or city level, how to change the view of the information to get what you need at a glance, how to locate international grants using Global Grant Visualizer. After you have logged into Foundation Search, you'll be taken to the User Dashboard page. You can find a shortcut to Grant Visualizer here, under the Find Funder section. Just click on the link. Alternatively, you can access Grant Visualizer by going to the Find Funders tab and clicking on the Grant Visualizer link under Search Grants. Note that you'll also be taken to Grant Visualizer every time you run a search in Grant Analyzer. The results always show up in Grant Visualizer. On the Grant Visualizer page, you can see a graphic representation of the grants that are given into the country as a whole. Darker map shades indicate more, lighter shades indicate less, and different colors represent different giving categories. There are options you can select to modify how you view the grants you're interested in. There are also search filters at the bottom of the page that allow you to easily focus on and view only those grants that are of interest to your project. We'll review each of these view modes in more detail. By default, the view mode in Grant Visualizer is set to Map. You can see here that in the U.S. as a whole, there are more than 7 million grants that have been received across the country. You can also see that the grants are shown on the map by grant amount and grants received. The legend to the right of the map shows the grant amount ranges by color. The darker the color, the greater the total grant amount given to that state. Note that the map is interactive. That is, you can hover your mouse cursor over the map and get more information about a particular region you're interested in. You can even click on a state you want to investigate further to get more detailed information on grants given to that state. At the state level, you can see which counties and major cities receive the most grants. You can even drill down to the list level and view a list of the grants that were given to a particular county. Just click on the county that interests you to view the list. Chart mode allows you to see patterns and trends in the granting information you are interested in. You can easily switch the view in Grant Visualizer to chart mode. Just select it from the drop-down menu. Here, you can see a bar chart showing the total value of grants received in the U.S. by year. In chart mode, you can choose the dimension of data you want to review, the type of data you want to review, and styles in which to present that data. The dimensions that are available include category, year, grant size, granting region, recipient region, top granting state, top recipient states, and category by year. The types of data that are available include grant amount and number of grants. And finally, the styles in which to present the data include pie chart 3D, vertical bar 3D, horizontal bar chart, and horizontal bar 3D. By default, the chart view shows year, grant amount, in vertical bar 3D. Note as well that the chart view defaults to include projected data, but can be switched to actual data by excluding the data forecasts. While in chart mode, you can quickly and easily change what data you're reviewing with just a few clicks. Let's look at a quick example. I can change the data dimension to show category and the type of data to show number of grants. If I choose, I can also change the specific data range that is presented in my chart. All I need to do is modify the criteria listed below the chart. You will recognize these filters from Grant Analyzer. You can choose to view where the grants came from, where the grants were received, the year in which the grants were given, the granting category, and even ranges of grant size. Simply select the criteria you're interested in and click Search. In this example, let's look for grants given to the state of California. You can see here that over 700,000 grants have been given to California. If I want to see a breakdown by year, I can easily change that on the chart. Note that the chart is also interactive, just as the map is. You can click on any of these chart items to get a detailed listing of the grants. For instance, clicking on the year 2005 in this chart will show me a list of the grants that were awarded in that year. The grants will be listed in descending order from the largest grant down to the smallest. We include grants of $4,000 and larger in our granting analysis. Another view mode in Grant Visualizer is Summary. In Summary mode, you can see a table that lists all the categories of grants and the number and value of grants in each category. For each of those categories, you can also see the largest and smallest grant amount, the average grant size, and the percentage of grants that category was awarded compared to all other categories. Again, here in Summary view, as in the chart and map views, you can modify what data dimensions you want to view. In Summary view, you can choose from category, granting year, grant size, granting state, and receiving state. You can also refine your dataset even further by applying state, year, category, and grant size filters as you require. Summary view also allows you to view a detailed listing of the grants. Just click on any of the categories listed in the table, and you'll be taken to a list of the grants in that category, where you can view the recipient name, granting category, grant amount, the year of the grant, and the grant description if available. The final view mode available in Grant Visualizer is List View. This is the finest level of detail that is available in Grant Visualizer, and it's easily accessed from any other view mode in Grant Visualizer as described earlier. In List View, by default, the grants are listed in descending order by grant amount. For each grant, you can see the granting foundation name, city, and state, the grant recipient name, city, and state, the giving category, grant amount, year, and grant description. In List View, you can also modify how the grants are listed, just by clicking on any of the column headers. You can resort your list so that you can view the grants in the order you choose. As we've just seen, there are a lot of different viewing options available in Grant Visualizer. Let's review a quick example to get a better sense of what we can do with this tool. Let's concentrate on finding education grants in California. In Map View, click on the state of California. In the filters below, select Education, and let's just view the 3 most recent years. Click Search. You can see that the map view refreshed to show the 33,000 grants given to education totaling $3.3 billion. Click here to show the criteria we used. If I want to zoom in even further and focus on grants given to San Diego County, I can simply click on that county to see the list of grants. Now, let's see if we can discover where these grants originated from. Change the view mode to Chart. Then, change the dimension to Top Granting States. Now I can see which states most of these education grants to San Diego County came from: California, New York, and Florida. You'll have noticed that at the top of the page in each view mode, there are at least 2 buttons available: Modify Search and Save to My Searches. You can click either of these at any time while you're in Grant Visualizer to either modify the data that are used to build the chart, map, or list, or to save what you see on the screen to view again later. Clicking the Modify Search button will take you back to Grant Analyzer, where you can adjust your criteria and rerun your search if you choose. Clicking the Save to My Searches button will open a small pop-up window where you can see the criteria used to build your search and where you can name your search something that makes sense to you so that you can easily rerun it later from My Searches, where all your searches are saved regardless of which module you saved from. In List View, you will notice several additional functions available at the top of the list: Add to My Prospect Manager, Export to Excel, and Print. Let's review the Export to Excel and Print functions. Add to My Prospect Manager will be covered in a separate video. If I click Export to Excel, a new window will open, listing all the grants that appeared in my original results list. Here, I can select exactly which grants I want to export. If I choose, I can easily select all by clicking here. Once I've selected the grants I want, I can click Export to Excel. I will be prompted to save the file. I can save it where I want on my computer so that I can easily find it again and name it something that makes sense to me. Clicking Print will do much the same thing. A new window will open listing all the grants that appeared in my original results list. I can select which grants I want to include in my print job. Once I've selected my grants, I will be prompted to print them to my default printer. And I'll be shown exactly what will appear in my print job. On the User Dashboard page, you will also notice Global Grant Visualizer. This tool allows you to view grants that have been given internationally. Clicking on the link will take you to the Global Grant Visualizer map. Notice that you can easily switch to the U.S. Grant Visualizer at a single click. Simply click on the U.S. map icon located in the top right-hand corner of the map. This is another way you can access Global Grant Visualizer. Global Grant Visualizer has all the same search filters and view modes as the U.S. Grant Visualizer, only on a country-by-country scale. You can also focus on a particular geographical region if you like. In Map View, just click on the plus sign to go to a more detailed map of that region. Clicking on any country on the map will give a detailed list of the grants given to that country. Tutorial recap. In this tutorial, we have covered where to find Grant Visualizer and Global Grant Visualizer, how to locate grants of interest to you using the map, how to change the view from map to chart, summary, or list, how to go from predictive data to actual data, how to narrow down the search to find those grants in your geographical area and your area of interest, how to print your search results and export them to Excel, how to search for and view international grants. At any time while you're reviewing data in Foundation Visualizer, you can choose to refine or modify your criteria by clicking the Modify Search button. Doing so will take you back to Foundation Search, where you can modify your criteria and rerun your search. You can also save what you see on Foundation Visualizer to My Searches so that you can view it again at a later time. Whether you're in Map View, Summary View, or List View, just look for the Save to My Searches button and click it to save your search.